Hello, hello. I'm going to be checking out the demo for a game called Sword Hero Combat Arena. The name is not very good. This game could be one of the best games ever made. The name is not particularly great. So this game is... oh boy. It's kinda all over the place. It's an RPG. It's an action RPG. It seems to be trying to do a lot of things. It's seemingly trying to be a little bit of like Morrowind, Skyrim, Oblivion, you know, Elder Scrolls in general, whatever you want to say, open world-ish. Don't know if it's really trying to be open world-ish. That is my interpretation of what all I'm seeing of it. And just... okay, no, it actually does say open world. Okay. So... this game is made by a solo dev. I don't know if they have made any other games before. Graphically, the game is, well, here. Graphically, the game, well, I mean, not that I'm in game right now. I guess we'll find out here soon enough anyway, but, yeah, here's the screenshots on the Steam page, right? Like, it's got a very PSX, Morrowind-ish look to it, which, you know, it's fine. I like that. I've said it many times before. I'm generally very fond of this graphical style. This is weird. He's got a blade arm. I don't know why he doesn't have a shirt on. Yeah, but then you got like your stereotypical Elder Scrolls-esque type of lockpicking, although this one is a little bit more of like Oblivion-ish than Skyrim. Wasn't it? I don't remember. Did Skyrim go more of like a Fallout direction for its lockpicking? I don't remember. This thing here, like, I like the look of this. A double-headed fire-breathing drake? That's pretty cool. I don't know why this screenshot is here. Like, you get this, and then you followed up with that? Like, what am I supposed to interpret here? It just looks like clutter. It also seems to have like Dwarf Fortress-y or roguelike type of aspects to it, like this, where you're getting scars permanently, infections, wounds, various bits and bobs of your body that you can, you know, get damaged or potentially even lose permanently. What looks like a ring world? Are we on Halo? This thing that looks like it's from Dread Delusion. Definitely not a mimic. Her. A graveyard with a wizard tower. That's pretty nice looking, you know, like skelly dude, because of course you can't have a fantasy game without a skeleton. Like it is a law. And if you break that law, you will be losing your shins. But yeah, so again, this thing is being described as many things, and I really do think that the dev is overpromising here. If he's able to deliver on like a third of the things he's saying he wants to do, it could still be a very good game, but even like a third of the things he's promising would be kind of a miracle, I feel. But again, I haven't even played it yet. This is my expectations. I think it was saying that it had like physics-based combat, kind of like a Mountain Blade thing. But yeah, seamless open world, closely following the style of the cult classic Gothic series. Now, I might be wrong, but I think Gothic is kind of like only popular in like European markets, and even then kind of only like in its own home country of Germany. I haven't really ever met too many people that have actually liked Gothic. I've played Gothic. I've actually played most of them, I think. And, I would compare them to Two Worlds. They are kind of jank. But yeah, apparently, you know, like you'll have monsters wandering around it. I would assume they're random spawns, and it's just the marketing thing of just like, oh yes, they're actually walking around. But it would be kind of interesting if it was kind of more of like a Dwarf Fortressy thing where no, you can actually kind of like kill all of them. You have 3 factions. No invincible NPCs will tell you who to become. This guy right here, that's very Valheim-esque. Yeah, that's just Elder Scrolls lockpicking. Okay. Dynamic systems, day-night cycle, NPC routines, crime, and faction skirmishes. Seamless open world. Explore a vast open world offering freedom from the start with organic obstacles. No invisible walls. Body part damage. Dismember enemies during combat for visceral battles. Exploit their weak points or even get special items by targeting specific body parts. Cut the horn off a monster and you get to grind it up to make PP bigger potion. Housing. Purchase businesses and houses, rent them out, or furnish them as your own. Which is vaguely Fable-esque, that. Colossal creatures. Confront massive foes in epic battles. That's kind of saying, like, nothing, is it? Like, colossal creatures, like, what do you mean? Like, do you grab onto them? Is this Shadow of the Colossus now? Persistent world, simulated wounds, infections, decapitation, burning vegetation, corpses that don't disappear, but rather nature takes its course. And that's part of the, like, one of the things I'm really pointing to when it's like, I feel like it's promising a bit too much. Because the only other games where you have stuff kind of like that is like CDDA and maybe Project Zomboid to a lesser extent. You know, like it is a bit of a big ask for a single dev. And again, this dev could be the best dev ever, this game can be amazing, but if all of this goes well for him and he does a really good job at it, it's still probably going to take him like 10 years. You know, it's like, look at RimWorld. RimWorld's been out for years and they're still adding content to it. People love it, and I would still say it's missing some things. Welcome to the very first test of Sword Hero, and what a test it is. It's already lost video feed. That's great. This is not the full game or even a slice of it. Instead, we built a small closed arena to give you an early look at our combat system. Oh, that's why it's called Arena Combat. Fair. The goal here is simple: try out the combat, push it to the limits, and share your feedback with us. Everything you see is still very early in development, so expect rough edges. Sword Hero itself will be an open-world RPG where your choices truly matter, with deep combat and extensive customization systems waiting for you. We would love to hear what you think, so join or just... yeah, okay. I'm gonna assume this is because it is... Really? Huh. And now it works. What? I didn't actually do anything. That's weird. It's a weird looking bird. Well, I did. I turned it onto full screen in the back again, and now it's working. Anyway. I know I seem very critical about it, but... You know, it's like... There's been too many games that have promised so much on Kickstarter and whatnot, and then just... You know... Just Starting with first alphabet, you'll be able to create female characters. Da, 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 da. Don't tell me that this game has actually been not streaming this entire fucking time. Oh my god, are you kidding me? It did it again? Wow. No, that's cool. No, that's really cool. So that's a problem with the game.
Hey there.
You were absolutely fucking kidding me. It just really hates being captured, huh? Man, that is incredibly annoying. How much time was that? Like half an hour wasted, effectively? That's great. I looked away because I saw the thing actually recording. Ah, man. Oh, Jesus. That was easy. Alright, well, man, that really is kind of annoying. Twice today. Twice, where I've had the footage just not fucking pick up. I don't know if it's XSplit being X shit, or if it's just the things I've been trying to play have just had issues. It's like generic pig squeal.mp3. But yeah, this right here, like him just getting pissy because you know, left the arena with a weapon drawn because you just fought, is a little annoying. Oh, where's the dogs? Woo! Oh god, I straight up cut off its head. Oh. Scary! Scary! Oh my god! Dude, dodge. Oh my god, move. There we go. And yeah, like the combat in this generally does feel pretty decent for melee. Not sure how archery is going to be, and I'm not really sure what the third guy was going to be, because he kind of looked like he was just a pugilist. Little scroblins? Are they more of like gray aliens? No, seriously, what the hell are these little freaks? Well, that dead for that one at least. They can hurt each other on backswings. It's good to know. Oh my Jesus. Okay. So are they like homunculi? Goblins? I don't know what the hell they are. Oh my god. They have to be cave dwelling, right? How do you... I don't know how to change targets easily. It's like supposedly you can swap between them. I wonder if you can get a pole arm. You know, spear, halberd, something. Would be kind of nice, really. Oh man, what they do? Cut an artery? Jesus. Good face. And off he goes. Ah, right. So I'm just very annoyed in the fact that I just basically had a lot of wasted footage there. You didn't read it, huh? So it's all done by this guy, and I'm gonna assume they are Polish. Pre-alpha testers. It's actually a pretty decent amount of names there. So yeah, I need to not keep thinking of my annoyance of the wasted footage. So how does the game play? Game is running actually decently well. It is actually running incredibly well for right now. It's running about 200 frames per second for me. So frame rate wise, it's doing just fine. I wouldn't honestly kind of expect it to run poorly. That's usually the case for a lot of these types of games where it's a indie team that is biting off a little bit more than they can chew. Right now, it's running decently, but you know, maybe that's going to change in the open world segment, because this is presumably just a little bit of terrain, you know, or assets cobbled together to make the little arena, right? It's not a wide open area that has to be generated and rendered and whatnot, so there's not much for, you know, for it to be demanding. The melee combat is generally feeling decent. You know, little tweaks here or there, and it's actually decently fun as is. It does feel pretty good to do. I'm not a fan of the movement combat thing. I've never really been. I know, like, Mountain Blade, and I've played way too much time in Mountain Blade with movement combat and you know, mouse combat, and it's just it's not ideal. I don't think it's the best solution. I'm not saying that there's a better solution for this one, but like in a general sense, like it can be a little annoying, because like I want my guy to move to the left, but I also maybe want him to like stab or you know, like do a bit like an overhead swing, right? Like I want to be able to do more on in combat than just, you know, like, oh, you stepped left, okay, he does left swing. You stepped right, he does I don't know, not a right swing, but like he spin attacks. Oh, you stepped back, he does a stab. You stepped forward, you do an overhead swing. Or you click and hold and you can do an overhead swing that does extra damage. I would like to be able to do a little bit more with it. And that's not a bash on this game so much as just like all of them. You know, maybe like a modifier key control or something, or if you're holding control and you left click, it's a stab. Hold control and left click and hold and it's a overhead swing or something. You know, like there are things that I think game devs could do better with that type of combat system, and it just never seems to be a thing. Again, not a problem with this one per se, just my grievance with that type of combat system in general. I like the fact you can chop bits off enemies. That's fun. I like the fact, I don't even know if the footage was rolling at the time because that bug there, but you can actually disarm an enemy mid-combat, kind of like how in Dwarf Fortress your dudes can. And if they lose their arm, it's their sword arm. That's it. They can't really do much to you. Right? Like, congratulations, they can't swing a sword at you anymore. I like that. I really like that, and I like the implications that maybe you could even have quests, you know, like there was a quest board notice, a notice board notice, you know, saying like an identifiable body part, kill or alive. Okay. Cut arm off, incapacitate him, bring him in. There you go, right? Like you could have quests taking advantage of that. I like that. Is the game going to? I don't know. Time will tell. But the groundwork is already kind of there. Even if it doesn't, just the combat and being able to, like, you know, like strategically, tactically, whatever, like, focus a single enemy that is maybe a higher threat than the others and chop his damn arm off is actually kind of nice. You know? Neutralize a threat without necessarily killing them outright because maybe they're just too tanky. I do wonder if later on they're going to be adding, you know, like proper plate mails and whatnot, and needing, you know, like warhammers or war picks to do armor pen. I know I've said I was. I know I'm very skeptical about this game on how it's going to go. But what is here right now, I do like. The combat is nice, the graphics are nice. The weird little enemy designs, like what the hell was that thing? That little like homunculus thing. You know, the moles, maybe not so much, but those weird homunculi things. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like weird little things like that. I hope there's more of that. But yeah, like there really isn't much else to say about it, I don't think. Like the, you know, nothing I haven't already said. Like the arena master needs to not get immediately pissy with you for the very second you leave the arena because you still have your weapon drawn. That's a little silly. Maybe your dude should auto sheath it on entering certain buildings, or after the fight specifically for the arena. I don't know. Or just put the teller behind the master behind a window so he can never be attacked. I don't know. But that'll be it for now. That was the Sword Hero Combat Arena demo, which, well, after I might have to go cut this down. I need to go review the footage and see how much of it was fucked up. So, very annoying. I'm also just tired at this point too, so... Time for bed. If this game ever does actually get somewhere, I will check it out again. I will say that. I don't know how long it took him to... Okay. So, I had this demo installed for a while. And this was, you know, like months later I finally got around to it. So, this game apparently first had a thing on Steam on October 11th. So, I think I found out around... I think I found this maybe in... maybe November? So it's been 2 months or 3 months, depending how you want to cut it. But yeah, I don't know how long it took him to make this little tech demo effectively. This could have been a couple months work, could have been a couple weeks, don't know. Well, honestly, I do hope that this gets somewhere. Because it would be nice. Part of me just like kind of wants it to get somewhere just so I can see that two-headed dragon thing. I'm a simple man. I like dragons. What's better than a dragon? 2 dragons. Anyway, I'm out. Have a good one.